Are you going tomorrow?
Where?
It's like court day tomorrow.
Probably.
You have to, it's not.
Yeah. Oh, unless you bring your parent, really.
Right, I'm
Well, I'd be fine with that of it.
You want paid?
Huh?
You want paid?
Your parents myself. Buy my own food and everything. Pay my own rent. So. These are disgusting. I wanted freaking chocolate muffin.
But I know chocolate muffins.
There was, but I didn't get it. These are all salty. What the hell? You saw that, right? What is that?
Lexi Cruz to the attendance office. Lexi Cruz to the attendance office.
Something just fell off the roof or something.
It was a squirrel.
The squirrel fell?
Yeah.
The squirrel fell?
Was right in front of us.
Yeah. Did it die?
Damn it, I missed it.
Did it die or something?
No, it ran
Had a heart attack. Died. My back broke.
That was a far drop.
Where did it drop from?
The tree.
From the tree on me.
No, the roof.
The roof.
Hi, Libby.
It fell off the roof?
Yeah.
Oh, for what? So, what you eating dirty looks now?
Why?
That what's going on?
You just... For what? Okay.
You know, the roof thing?
Like, you have this.
I'm not school. I'm asking.
What made it email or did
Did you get yours?
Yeah,
No, she would make me ask Paul's a question.
I'm wild.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Not really.
There's no
I
line.
had a blaze going today.
And also the paper, it says do not bring your cell phones to the court.
That's not my go.
Wait, to what?
Tomorrow is a court thing. But when you go to court for drinking and driving, under influence, doing drugs, whatever,
You know it's called a
that's
DUI.
DUI. Yeah.
I have for next month. Wait, so like, you go to actual court or like the court comes to you?
The court comes to you.
Come to us.
Wait, are they gonna like drug test you and stuff like that?
No.
Oh, wow.
Sophomores are going, juniors and seniors.
Oh, I'm going.
You have to have a, if you're not gonna go, you have to have a parent note from your parents. If you don't want to go.
I'll have it.
I'm 18, so I'm not going.
Oh, 11 time going.
Even if they force me, I ain't going. I'll walk out after.
And where you gonna go?
Home?
How?
He's doing Gird and Fort tomorrow.
She said her, you still like the lake. Her. CC feels like a lake.
Feels like a lake.
Yeah.
Vagina.
She said my pussy feel like a lake.
Early drinks soda again.
The two apples you didn't want to share.
Okay.
That's fucked up.
You didn't even want to walk over there and get me freaking a muffin.
Cause I don't get free lunch.
Yeah, you just
You
said
can have mine if you want.
Thank you.
no. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm being nice.
Yeah, you saw it. You were missing. Thanks, Trevor.
No wet food in the
Oh,
trash
I'm
can.
The empty part is something I do.
about my brother.
You couldn't even pick that up.
I would pick it up, but I'm eating it right
You look like you just got out of jail.
now.
I did. I tried to bring the guard.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? One of Miss Rogers said, I want to tour at the jailhouse.
What?
Yeah.
Drug house?
No, take a tour at the jailhouse.
Do you get too much for breakfast?
Nah, she said to me.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a fucking rubber band and we were on the bed.
You want this?
What? She's spitting. I don't care if it's spit. Ew.
That's as close as we can get to ours.
It's called the survival. Let me survive. That's why you have to enjoy it.
Ernesto, can I take a picture of you and show you something?
No,
Yeah,
no.
please.
Okay.
I'll delete it.
I'm good.
You know, life will just stay in a while and think of something.
Yeah.
What? What?
It's an app. It's
He's drug dealer.
She's a drug dealer.
Yeah, I'm a drug dealer. You got a problem with that?
Yes, there's something wrong with you.
I'm a trap house too.
You'll trap your suit.
Okay, this is the original, right? You didn't smile. Let's smile.
I was hard tart.
A hard tart? A pop tart. A pop tart.
You want that?
Yes.
Strawberry.
Yes, please.
It's dry.
Well,
I always need it. I don't forget.
What is it, Sean?
Thank you.
Sean Wilfer.
It's blueberry. Oh my god. Yes.
No, it's strawberry.
that's a crick
Back
bro.
then,
You
he
know
was
that?
mean
It's
to
a
me.
crick.
He was mean to everyone.
And then,
Now he's nice.
oh man.
I had shit for nothing.
A baby.
And I say your chips.
He was much younger.
Doritos.
Sure.
Oh, brother.
What the heck? He got 2 things in a row?
Y'all.
I know him since day one. Like, going to Laura.
Me?
Yeah, I am too.
No.
Yeah.
This is you in Hollywood.
Did you guys know that you don't get the diploma when you're here? When you go to Laura, you get it.
No, you get a diploma here. I'm on the diploma track. Lower up. Okay.
You're getting there.
That's crazy. I don't even know.
Because you're not on the diploma track.
I was.
You was, but you're not now. You better go and change it so you can get your diploma here.
Yeah, instead of going
Oh,
to
you're
Lower
going to Laura Rupp.
Never mind.
Yeah,
You can only get at
They bring in middle school for real.
middle school.
Middle school got in trouble. The one we went to?
For what?
Because you remember how I was take biology in middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
took science class because one class.
You also need to.
Hey, Wallace. Mr. Wallace,
Remember this?
I have a question for you.
Ask.
Someone
Someone.
that's
Was somebody drinking apple juice?
they threw it. TT, tie.
Who threw it?
Ernesto.
Whoever threw it, I would like the person to tell me who threw it.
You know, I should take.
Kai, did you throw this?
I'm taking responsibility.
Okay.
This is not me.
Would you, if you miss it in the future, would you please?
Ernesto was
Thank
like
you.
right there.
Who ate an orange in here?
Mr. Walker.
Okay, I asked you guys not to put, like, there's wet food in here.
Oh.
I don't want wet food in here.
It's dry.
No, it's not. Listen, do not put wet food in there.
Hey, can I get that
There's a
one?
garbage can out there, you guys can take it out
Can I get that
there.
one? You couldn't eat it.
If you want it, I'll give it to you. Do you want it?
I mean, if you're gonna eat it.
Well, I was gonna eat it, but
Then
now
eat
I
it.
don't want it.
No, eat it.
Now I feel guilty thinking
No,
that
it's fine.
my little bookie wookie doesn't have an orange.
Look at him as a girl.
That's disturbing.
It is.
Now I'm going to hate all women.
This is Ernesto.
That is hella disturbing. All right, real quick, let's do rounds, then we're gonna do econ. We're gonna read,
You have to
and
have.
go over terms, and then we'll read out of the book. Libby, what'd you have for dinner last night?
I had gumbo.
Go, ooh,
Homemade gumbo.
nice. Who
Oh, you
made
didn't
it?
bring none? What the heck? You didn't bring none?
Her mother is from Louisiana, right? So I bet she knows. I bet it's good.
There's a local sausage shop. It's called Moran's,
I've heard of it.
This is
and
blueberry.
she gets the boudin and the tasso.
Yeah,
They
it's
have really good.
good.
You have to, you have to, no, you have to call in to get the tasso because it runs out so quickly.
Wow.
And
That's
It's so good. That's what I had for dinner.
If you guys could be learning about a sausage company here locally. No, thank you. Oh, that's very rude. So when we do rounds, the idea behind rounds is that each of you listen to each other, actively listen. And then what I hope is that you learn something from it.
Sorry.
Hey, Tai, be careful because you got crumbs all over that desk and I do not want those crumbs tossed on me.
That's why they're on my desk.
So what I would do is in the future, do it like lay down a paper towel, maybe from the bathroom, and then throw that away. Okay. So that's what I hope. That no, that's okay. You don't have to apologize to me. That it was Libby that
I
stopped
was
you.
asking a question.
Well, okay, listen. That doesn't excuse it. Just because she was so. Basically, what you're saying is it's her fault. No, it's your fault for answering. Right? But it is her fault too. Yeah. You got Tai, you've been on this kind of rebellious path recently. It's interesting. There must be something going on that. No? Okay. Life? Are you at that point where you're like, you know what, F it, I'm just gonna be like this? No? Alright, that's good. Alright, was that it? Gumbo, homemade gumbo. Devin, what did you have for dinner last night? He had pizza, homemade pizza, pepperoni pizza, by the way. Morning. Good morning. All right. See, that's a smile. That's not an eye. That's not a. I don't know about that smile. That might not be a happy smile. That might be a smile. Oh, wait till you hear what I got to tell you, Wallace. Might be one of those kind of smiles. Those scare me. It ain't about her dog. It won't be about her dog. But now that you mentioned it, it will probably come out at some point. Something about her dog.
Well, we're talking about what we had for dinner last night.
Good. What's that?
I said, well, we're talking about what we had for dinner last night.
Yes.
That's right. Okay, and Ruby, point is?
It was a joke and y'all did it again.
Samantha, how about you?
Chicken, rice, and broccoli, and dessert, strawberry shortcake ice cream. And I have some news to tell you.
Okay.
It says I'm training to be a manager at Smart Final.
Okay, wow.
Tell him I said congratulations.
Tell him
Don't tell him Chris said it. Just only tell him I said it.
I've known him since
One
preschool.
of the former student is asking a question. What is a good time for the person to come in and visit you?
A former student is asking that question. Who's that former student?
I can't say the name.
Give me the first letter.
J.
Jason. Oh.
No.
Jordan.
No.
Joel.
Oh, could it be the one
Junior?
that took off?
No, I don't talk to him that much.
Not that one?
Say the freaking name.
The best thing to do, tell the student,
Patience or death.
tell the student to email me ahead of time.
He said he doesn't know how to email people.
Alright. Well,
Sounds like me.
usually during my prep, but if they can get a message to me ahead of time, whether it's email or not, that would be best because like, let's say, Wednesday is my 2-hour prep. Well, I might plan to do something on that day. Like yesterday, I went and had lunch with Samir, so things can come up, okay? So that's why they need to email me. If they can't email me, then if they can get a message to you and you get it to me and say, hey, so-and-so is going to be here, so-and-so wants to see you, I can try to be here on that day. If not, I can, now don't forget, I'm really forgetful. So that day might come around and then I forgot. Right. Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Starts with a J. I'm sure it is. I can't.
He used to be on Miss Lovett's cake slope.
What a J?
John?
No, I don't talk to John.
Jeremiah?
Yeah.
You just told me. Jeremiah should be able to. So tell Jeremiah he could get, tell him to get Sarah or Stefan to email me. They know how to email me. Okay? All right, thank you. Daichi, what did you have for dinner last night?
I went to Panera Bread.
And had what?
Had a bread, mac and cheese.
From Panera.
Buki, would you stop that, please?
Had a mac and cheese.
You had mac and cheese from Panera Bread Company. Daichi, we're going to Panera Bread Company tonight for dinner. Okay, I'll order mac and cheese. It just seems odd to me. It's like when someone says, oh, I went to Round Table Pizza last night. What did you have? I had a bowl of chow mein.
How much do they have there? That's
Right.
really good.
Or I had the salad.
I had a salad, right. You went to the Round Table to have a salad. No, I get it. There's a lot of different things you can get there. Mac and cheese is one of them.
I find it funny that the round table near my house actually has a square table inside.
You find that funny?
It's just kind of funny.
Like what happens to you when you're watching like stand-up comedy?
It's just kind
Do you like fall over like hyperventilating? Because if you find it funny that they have square tables, like how many freaking places? Oh, I get it, because it's called round table.
It's
Why would they have
it's
round
just
table?
ironic because it's really it is.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Sorry, I don't want to say that song. Stinky Dan.
Steely
Oh,
Dan.
I thought you were like, I meant Stinky Dan. Keep him the hell away from me.
Here's Steely Dan. I like
Steely Dan.
Boss Skaggs.
Boz Skaggs.
I love them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright.
It's a smooth jazz.
What's
Are you saying?
wrong with
It's
smooth
a-
jazz,
It's
Mr.
an
Walker?
acquired taste.
I like
Well, it's better than that. They've got more of a R&B jazz.
Yeah, they, Steely Dan has a whole rock thing
Boss
going
Skaggs
on.
is really good. So
Boz Skaggs. Lido.
I love I can sing.
Well, I forgot Andrew was even here. Dude, those are really red shorts, man.
Yeah, they're really red.
Wow.
They're nice, and they're very nice.
What was that?
He has the red on the inside of his
What's
mouth.
Who wants to stab you, Mr. Waller?
Andrew, what did you have for dinner last night?
Top ramen, tapatio, tostadas with it.
What do we call that?
Tea.
Top ramen, tapatio, tostadas. What's that called? What literary device?
Round you
What? No, what is that called? What literary device is being employed? Top ramen, tapatios, and whatever.
Tea.
Top ramen and tapatio and.
What's it called?
Tostadas. Top
Let's see
ramen,
if Daichi
tostadas.
was listening in English this morning. What literary device is that called?
Alliteration.
Thank you. Alliteration. Thank you for listening. You knew it before.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, like, I mean, you know, maybe I could feel good about one little tiny thing, but no. Go ahead and just piss on that too. Okay? Just go ahead and just try to break me down. Is there, hey guys,
All right.
is there any lower that I can feel right now? Is you guys, here's what you do. I'm just like, imagine me as this like
Really
melted
depressed.
puddle of just nothingness.
We're gonna be from England.
And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna dig a big ditch and you're gonna pour me into that and fill it in with cement.
We probably will.
Daichi, what did you have for dinner last? Oh, you went to, oh no, it wasn't you. You had mac and cheese from Panera. You wanna tell me what?
I want to tell you something before I forget.
Okay,
Tuesday night I actually had soap base for the first time.
okay.
That's really good.
All right.
I actually had soap base for the first time.
Well, what kind of soap is?
Yeah, right.
Soul food?
Sopes,
Soap base.
Mexican sandwich.
Mexican food dish. And it's like actually made out of powder and you put water in it. It's kind of like bacon, but not exactly. Like,
Kind of like bacon?
it's kind of like bacon.
Dude, what are you talking about?
It's the powder. So be quiet. Let me
Wait,
explain.
How is bacon like powder?
Shut up, Wallace. Okay? No, don't tell
He was
Wallace.
saying
Okay,
bacon.
No, I like it.
Shut up,
Gotcha.
right?
It's-
Be quiet's better, or stop.
No, I agree, usually, but it's coming from Andrew. I feel he's being dramatic.
You're raised a lot of kids. Like, shut up and put a word I got. We got the most
Baking
help for you.
powder, just saying.
Baking powder. I thought you said bacon.
Not bacon.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Did you
I
think he
want
said
bacon.
bacon?
Kinda.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have bacon this weekend just because you guys are talking about it.
Yes.
Wow, who started this? Oh, Tai Tai.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, notice she's all quiet and just like, it's like, so she's stirring the pot and then she moves away from it and everyone's like, and she's just like,
She's got good hair going on today. You got good hair going on. Wish I had that hair.
No, you don't.
Well,
are you
done.
done? Oh my God.
I'm melting.
All right, thank you. Tyler, what did you have? Excuse me, it's Tyler's turn. Thank you.
Excuse me, I'll tell you what soapies look like, okay?
You know what they look like? Have you ever seen the base
They look
of
like tiny pieces.
strawberry shortcake?
Yes.
That's what sopes look like. And then they'll stack on
Why
like
don't you show me?
meat and. Okay, never mind.
Mr. Wong.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Just
very
granny,
good. That's very
and
good.
granny shades.
Welcome to my world. Try to do something nice and it's like, hey Wallace, you look like crap. Notice you combed your hair. Why? Why bother combing it? You're bald and you look like crap. But hey, other than that, have a great day. Tyler, what did you have for dinner last night?
I didn't have any. That's fine.
Okay. Tai, what did you have for dinner last night?
I had a big dog.
You're a big dog.
That's a type of hot dog. Okay. Yeah.
It was free.
Okay. And was it good?
Yeah, it was a beef one.
Did you have...
I'm not trying to make it as a joke, but I'm serious. It was.
Oh, jeez.
I said a dog. I didn't even say the other word.
Okay, so, and did you add the...
Yeah, I had ketchup.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
relish.
ketchup. No, guys, no ketchup with hot dogs. That's wrong.
What?
That's wrong.
We're not supposed to have ranch.
No.
Man.
Mustard,
Mustard is nasty.
sauerkraut,
Ew.
white onion,
Ew.
relish.
No,
You want to make it a Chicago dog, add a little celery salt. Otherwise,
Ew.
that's it.
I don't even like mustard.
Fair
I
enough.
like it. And then
Oh, God.
had a honey bun for
Dessert?
A little Susie honey bun?
I don't know, it's by Hostess.
Oh, that's different. Little Susie's makes honey buns. They're good. Well, you know, it's one of those things. Okay, let me rephrase that. They're not good, but I like them anyway.
And
I'll
then
put
I
it
had to
down.
be jerky.
They're not good for you.
True that. Ernesto,
What?
what did you have for dinner last night?
Well,
That's what I'm going to call you from now on. You're no longer Bookie, you're Honey Bun. All right, Honey Bun.
Stop. Oh, God. I wonder how your mom will feel about it, Mr. Wallace.
But how my mom loves me, man.
Yeah.
She's fine with me. Yes, sometimes she'll say to me, I'll say something, and she'll look at me and she goes, what the hell is wrong with you? But, you know, other than that, she loves me. She better.
And that's the kind of hell it's
She
like.
says that with a sense of humor.
How did she, wait, why didn't you ask me how do I put up with my mom? You haven't met my mom.
Does your mom, I have a question. Does your mom say that, what the heck is wrong with you with a sense of humor? She's joking?
No, she looks at me and she'll just like, you know, her one eyebrow will kind of raise and she'll look at me and go, what the hell is wrong with you? I'll be like,
But it's a sarcastic comment.
sometimes it's like, no,
Because I
no.
want to say this.
You know one thing I noticed about my mother? She does not joke. She does not joke. She is a woman, she's the kind of person who will like tell a joke and in
It's
the
a
middle of it.
sarcastic wit that she's saying that with.
Not even, she's funny
I mean, she
in
doesn't
that
mean that.
when she's being herself, she's funny.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll give you guys an example. This was, to me, really funny. Like, my mom is oblivious. We were in, she can be really embarrassing sometimes, right? And we were in a restaurant in Berkeley. And we were with my sister's graduate advisor. So she's really close to this guy. His name is Tyrone Hayes.
that's my uncle.
Okay, is it? Okay. Well, Tyrone Hayes, he's a very ostentatious African-American man. Long dreads, and he's also the top frog biologist in the world.
Wow.
And we're sitting there, and my mom's sitting there, and these two,
I love Paul. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
And these two big brothers walk in, right? And they're like, and they're sitting at this thing, at this table, and they're sitting there, and most of the people who are in this place, they're like college kids and stuff. Most of the people are white. And everyone's like kind of giving them, like, because these guys, they look rough, right? And they got these chairs, and we need another chair. So someone, and he's sitting closest to them. And so my mom says, oh, Tyrone asked them if we could have one of their chairs. And he like looks, and he kind of looks back, and he finally goes, you know, maybe we'll leave them alone. And my mom gets up, she walks over, she goes, excuse me, he's too embarrassed to ask you for the chairs. Can we? And like the guys look at my mom, they go, what's wrong? Brother can't ask me for a chair? What's wrong with him? They're kind of laughing. They're making fun. My mom goes, right? I was telling him that he should, especially since he's black. And these guys are laughing, right? No, but my mom is being totally, she's being respectful enough to them. Think of it this way, that she's going to ask them, right? Like, that's a sign of respect, talking to them like another human being. Like, wouldn't you ask another human being for something? Why wouldn't you ask these guys? Why would you assume these guys would be unapproachable? That was her point. And their point was like, yeah, next time. And then, you know what happened? Pretty soon, they're sitting at our table with us. All of us are sitting around, and we're all talking. And they're just a couple of brothers who work for the county of Alameda. They happen to be in the area doing some business. They stop there for breakfast because it's a breakfast place. And all of a sudden, people are starting to know each other. And then the next thing you know, like my mom, she has this way. Now, you sit back, and I'm just like, man, that's funny. What I do is I watch and I make sure that people are respectful to her. Also, if I need to apologize for her. But I'll just sit back and let my sister go, oh my God, there she goes. And I'll say, just let it happen. Just let it, this will be an adventure. Let's
So your
just
sister
see.
stresses on that.
Not really. Not really. Sometimes she does. But my mom will do things like that. Now, she's not trying to be funny.
It's the mom.
She's not trying to be sarcastic.
You should bring your
Can I
mom
throw what I
here.
had for
I
dinner?
You should bring her
Yes.
for a whole day.
You should.
She's very
It drives
nice.
me crazy.
It will make me cry.
It drives me crazy.
Make
Make
you
me
cry,
cry.
Grace?
Yeah, we want to make sure
She's very nice.
You be crying, I be crying.
I'm pretty glad.
My mom, and then the other thing is when my mom gets mad, she just, the F-bombs start dropping, man. And like my kids will look at her and be like, whoa. Like, who is this person? Do we know this person? She will just start like, F it, and it's like, wow. That blows my mind, because she's like, it's like Rosa, you guys weren't here for this story. You guys will be reading. Yeah, she has a really kind of thick Chinese accent, and especially when she gets stressed out, when she gets mad, she starts talking fast. And then all of a sudden she'll go like in and out of Chinese and English, because she'll want to say, so she'll want to cuss you out.
Ricardo. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And she'll go in and out of Chinese and English. She'll like, and then she'll say something in English and be like, what? She's like that.
Oh, you do.
Now the one time she was trying to be funny, my mom was in the middle of Rasputin Records. You guys know where Rasputin's is? Famous used record store in Berkeley. And she's in there. My daughter is like, it was my daughter's 14th birthday. And she wanted to go to San Francisco. She wanted to go to Rasputin's and buy whatever. So we're at Rasputin's. And my daughter and I are looking at these records, looking at mine. And my mom is she's a couple aisles from us.
In Berkeley?
In Berkeley. And all of a sudden my mom rips this fart really loud. And everyone looks up. And I look over at my mom, and my mom is sitting there, and she looks at me, and she goes, what did she say? She goes, oh, high five! High five! Because my sister and I at the dinner table will fart out loud, and it upsets my mom.
Dinner table?
Yeah, and we'll reach across and high five each other. Right? I'll be like, oh, sis, give me a high five. And we'll high five.
You are a brat.
This is my mama. So she does this in public, and my mom's like, oh! And she like runs around the aisle to us and high five! High five! And everyone's looking, and they just all start laughing. And my daughter sits, she looks at me, and she goes, oh my God. I'm like, right? I go, you see what I had to put up with? My mom pitching during a baseball game. And literally, I'm pitching in an all-star game. I'm all excited. It's first pitch. My mom had never gone to any of my baseball games.
Aww.
I'm in an all-star game. She's going to go there. You know what she does to me? I'm in the middle of my wind-up. Because it's quiet, right? She yells out, hey Jay, do you want a hot dog?
Oh my goodness.
In the middle of like, I look over and the whole other team starts up. So guess what happens every time I go to pitch or I come up to bat?
Hey Jay, you want a hot dog?
Everybody's like going, hey Jay, you want a hot dog?
Oh my goodness.
Even my coach, he was like, I remember I looked over at my coach and he's like, excuse me, man, please. My mom was out jogging one time at La Sierra Park while the soccer game was going on. My mom's so oblivious, she jogged right through their soccer game. Her thing is like, I have a right to run on this field. They're taking up the whole field. This is where I normally run. She doesn't understand the concept that maybe they reserve the right to use this field. So she comes back and like, I'm sitting there, I'm working on my car because I have a bunch of tools at her place. This is a long time ago. And she comes back, she's upset. And I'm like, what's up? She goes, these guys ran me off the La Sierra Park. I'm like, what? And she tells me, so I grab a wrench, I get in my truck, I drive over to La Sierra Park, I'm ready to kill. I walk out, there's a soccer game, I'm like, I come back and I go, did you run through the soccer game? She goes, I don't know what they were playing, but yeah, I go, what are you doing? It's a freaking soccer game. You don't run through the middle of a soccer game.
Yeah, you should definitely bring your mom.
Bring your mom.
Please, please, Mr. Wallace.
And we should also tell the parents to come in.
My mom,
Oh,
so
hell no.
my mom in the middle of the Sac State bookstore.
Oh no.
I'm in college at Sac State, in the middle, and I'm the girl that I'm dating at the time. She worked at the Sac State bookstore, so I said, my mom goes, hey, doesn't, her name was Kelly. She goes, doesn't Kelly work at the bookstore? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, please don't be here today. You know, I don't know what her schedule is, right? And all of a sudden I see her. I'm like, and she's like, oh, and she's smiling. She goes, oh, I finally get to meet your mom. And I'm like, looking, you know what my mom says out loud? Like, this Sac State bookstore is packed with students, right? And she goes, oh, it is so nice to meet you. I always thought my son was gay.
Oh my God.
In front of everybody. And my girlfriend starts laughing, and I look around, and all these people are like laughing, and I'm like, and this dude was standing next to me, he goes, oh, dude, that's embarrassing. Oh, thank God I have no sense of like self-consciousness. She had like stomped it out of me, man. She created so many embarrassing moments when I was a kid for me. I should have trauma, but here's the thing. She wasn't trying to traumatize me. She was just being herself. Yeah. Yes?
I think you are secretly traumatized.
I am. Oh, I know I am. That's no wonder why I'm so screwed up. Absolutely. I'm lying to myself. I'm really in denial.
And then Mr. Wallace has nightmares about his mom embarrassing him.
But you know, I mean, it made us who we are today, right? So, you know, yeah, I love my mom now.
Okay, you're making me think about mine, and she's not here anymore, so can we move on? You're actually making me have pleasant thoughts of her. Hi, Mom. I usually don't,
I'm
so.
going camping at Alima this weekend.
You're going camping?
On the coast.
That's really like random. I'm going to we're sitting
We're
in
gonna try to get off the topic.
Oh, got you.
No, I hope.
Wait, let's move on to
a bear
Nico.
eats you or something. I hope a bear just comes past you.
Huh?
What is bears on the coast?
Dude, just stop.
No bear.
Now it's just
There's
awkward.
elk. Just
Jump in the water.
Listen, honey bun.
Can I just
Take my advice. Just let it go. What did you have for dinner last
Wait,
night?
what part of you can't because we'll bring a bear?
know what you're saying.
What did you have for dinner last night?
Burritos.
Wait a minute. Tai, did you ever say what you had?
Chicken
Yeah.
burritos?
Because it's a bag of burritos, but it's.
Hold on.
No.
Oh, the big dog. Okay. How
My
about
turn now?
you? Okay.
I went to a Mexican restaurant.
And have what? Chow mein? See how I brought that back full circle?
No. I had fajitas. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh, I believe it's pronounced fajitas.
Stop!
No.
No.
Yeah, did I tell you guys my son has a job?
Ooh, how
No.
about
Jim Boy's Tacos in Grass Valley.
All right.
Starts today.
Congrats!
Yeah. Finally.
Cool.
Good luck.
Now you can make it pay rent.
Is it gonna be working weekends?
But yeah,
So that's gonna be, are you gonna go up there?
I'll stay up there. Luckily, his mom lets me stay at their house, and I can. Luckily, well, we have that kind of relationship where it's like, you know, we got no problem with that. So, what else? So, what kind of fajitas did you have?
Stop!
What?
You know what fajitas are, right?
I know what fajitas are.
What are
Did you have them
Stop
with
it.
tortillas?
Stop.
And a jalapeno?
Oh my god.
Or a jalapeno?
No, I had tomatoes, onion, like cut up tomatoes, cut up onion, jalapeno cut up, and I like mashed beans with cheese over them, and rice, sour cream,
That sounds good. Did you have it in a tortilla?
obviously.
Are you trying to annoy me?
Yes. Was that it?
It's working.
Yeah.
Okay. Nico, did you have fajitas too? No? What did you have? No, I don't think so. Go ahead, tell us. I want to know. I want to know some things about you. I know so much about one part of you, but I don't know about the other part of you.
But you didn't ask about the dad.
I don't know his father, his stepdad, I know.
Stepdad, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he's such a nice guy. I'm sure his father is really nice too. You had a ribeye? Ooh, Leo wouldn't give you a ribeye.
What's your ribeye?
That cheap son of a gun.
What is that?
A ribeye is a
Piece of
really
steak.
nice cut of steak.
Is your name Mr. Wallace?
Actually, I didn't hear you say Mr. Wallace. I heard you yell out, "What's a
No, I
ribeye?"
said Mr.
So
Wallace.
when you yell out
I
something
said
to
Mr.
the
Wallace.
whole class, no, I don't think you did.
I did.
Fajita, fajita, fajita.
Stop! Stop it!
All right, Chris, what did you have for dinner last night? No, I don't think so.
I'm eating all my.
Oh, okay, all right. I will tell you
All
that
right,
she
I'm
had
done.
half a kielbasa and whole grain rice.
In the guy. Thank you.
I had for dinner last night it's 3 slices of vegetarian pizza from Papa Murphy's.
Wait, didn't you have curry?
I haven't got there yet.
Oh, yeah.
I had my 3 leftover slices of vegetarian pizza and my curry couscous. It was good. Well, I like it. All right, so.
Both about the ring.
Yeah, no, it's not about the ring. We got a little bit of time. You guys want book or review board? Review board? Maybe we'll end up doing both. Hey, let's go through. I'm going to pick them randomly this time. What is GDP?
Sounds like a gang, like I said.
Friday.
That was GDP. Yeah, you know, right? That was GDP.
What you claim, dog?
Very good. Libby,
What?
give me one. What is one? So, economists, when they're determining the GDP, the gross domestic product, they look at 2 things. What are the 2 things they look at? All of the what being produced? All of the goods being produced within an economy. But what's the other thing they look at?
Property.
Goods and services. They look at goods and services. It tells us the GDP is an indicator, you guys, of a nation's economic health. So if the GDP is really high, if a lot of things are being produced, Andrew, what does that mean? If there's a lot of factories in a nation that are producing a lot of goods, what does that mean? It means 2 things. It means what? One is what? It means people are working, right? Because people have to produce these things, typically. It also means what? Not only are people working, but what else? Well, if I'm going to produce something, it's because of why? I like producing things?
No, because the
No.
product's selling good.
Because people are buying things. So if people are buying things, it suggests that people have money. Got it? Yeah. Why services? Why is that an indicator of health? An economy's health? So if there's a lot of services that are being offered, so here in the United States, if there's a whole bunch of services being offered, it means what? What can we extrapolate? What can we take away from that information? Tai, help them out. If a lot of services are being offered by a nation within an economy, what does that mean? What can we infer from that? Okay, question, who pays for the services?
Taxes.
Boom. So what does that mean? If a lot of services are being offered, it must mean what?
That people are working hard.
That people are working, right? Because it's your incomes that get taxed. Now, it could be the distribution of your taxes and what the government is spending it on. But typically what it means is that, hey, we got money for these services. That must mean people are working. Okay? Like in some countries, I don't know if you guys know this, the country of Norway, they have these, like, people point to it as having amazing services for people. If you're a adult living in Norway and you have a child, you have free child care. Really good state-run child care. You get 1 year off of work. That's your maternity leave. That's maternity leave. 1 year. So you can be there to raise your child, not have that stress. Now, their taxes are at about 60%. So double what someone like I would pay in taxes. But their standard of, so you gotta look at the standard of living though. They may be 60%. But in return, people get these killer health benefits, child care. So there's this give and take. Again, GDP, all of the goods being produced and all of the services being offered within a nation. And that doesn't mean necessarily that it's just governmental service. Give me another example of a service, Tyler. Besides, say, school. School is a service. Education is a service. What's another service?
Police officers.
What's that?
Police officers.
So let's move away from government. Those are governmental supplied services, you're right. Policing, schooling, what else? Small businesses that do what? What's a business that renders a service?
Like a hospital.
Okay, hospitals are a type of service. Those are what we refer to as health services. What else besides a hospital? Your toilet gets plugged, who do you call?
Plumber.
Okay, plumbers, are they cheap or are they expensive?
Both.
They're both?
They can be cheap and they can be expensive.
So if you can pay, so if a lot of plumbers are being employed, besides the fact that means a lot of people are crapping, what else does it mean? Well, if you gotta pay for a plumber, if you can't pay for him, will the plumber show up at your house?
No.
So if there's a lot of services that are being rendered both in the private sector and the public sector, public being government, private being, commercial, things like plumbers, then that means people are working, and that's a good thing. Okay? Yeah. What does demand mean? This is new. Demand. So, economically speaking, a demand is a thing that drives production. So, no. So, that's a type of demand, yes, but I'm talking economically speaking demand. You guys ready for me for this? Look at me, please, so I know you guys are listening. Demand is the desire to buy something and the ability to buy it. That's what drives production. You can want something, that doesn't mean a company's going to produce it. You guys following me?
Yeah.
So no matter how bad you want something, if you don't have the money to buy it, the market won't respond. Now the market may, sometimes people predict things and they'll produce things and hold on to them. I'll give you an example. If you guys ever drive out to Elk Grove? No? You guys ever been to Elk Grove? You know how they have all these big expanses of farmland that are just sitting there, and right next to it is a subdivision, and you might see a sign that says, future home of Dunmore Homes. So home builders will buy land and they'll sit on that land for 10, 20, 50 years, especially if it's a home builder where the company has been handed down from generation to generation. And they'll sit on that land and they'll wait until that land is expensive. They'll wait until the economy is doing really well before they start selling homes, because they want to maximize their profits. Okay? And so sometimes within an economy, producers, they'll make a bunch of something and they'll sit on it and wait for the demand to pick up. So they got this supply. Okay? They do that with oil. That's a typical kind of strategy with oil. They'll sit on it, they'll sit on the reserves. That's why we still, so right now, supposedly, our country could produce its own oil. We don't have to deal with Middle Eastern oil. We don't need them ever again. But there's two things. This is an economic concern. One, we want stability in the Middle East. So if we stop buying oil, their market, the bottom falls out, and it might plunge them into utter chaos. Okay, that's one scenario. We don't know that.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, right now there's some chaos going there, and it's a bad thing for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're entrenched in wars and military, so, you know, if all hell breaks loose
I
there.
mean, if we're concerned about their nuclear programs, one would think that if we don't fuel their economy, they can't continue their nuclear program.
Well, I don't, so
Is it
when
just the
I'm talking
people
about a
who are-
region in the Middle East, I'm not
Right.
talking about a particular place. Are you talking about a particular place?
Yeah.
Where
Like,
are
don't
you
we get,
talking about?
like, isn't it Iran, we're concerned about their nuclear program? And don't we get oil from them?
Yes.
So if we, but it doesn't make sense that if we stop buying oil, because it would just be the people that would go hungry, right? Not the government.
So what would happen is in some of these places, if we stop buying oil from them, their economies, their GDP will plummet.
Right?
And so if it plummets, then what could happen politically? Here's the thing about Iraq. So here was the thing about Iraq, okay? For a long time, and this has to do with the economy, folks, okay? For a long time, we supported Saddam Hussein. We've talked about this before in government. We supported Saddam Hussein. The entire time we were supporting Saddam Hussein, people knew he was an oppressive dictator, okay? But we kept him in place because he was better, potentially, than the alternative. Now the alternative has happened, and now it's given rise to this organization called ISIS.
Yeah.
So if all of a sudden, so like right now, we are allies of, we're friends with the king of Saudi Arabia. This monarchy in Saudi Arabia is kind of on a razor's edge of, they're extremely oppressive. They're extremely cruel to their citizens, they can be. And so, and that's part of like the thing about the Shah of Iran, when he was deposed and the Ayatollah Khomeini took over. Saddam Hussein, what happens is you have these economies that, as long as those economies, as long as there's somebody stable in place, things are fine. But if they lose that stability, then what fills in that space? Not only that, then you also have this acrimony of the people who are looking at people in the West, whether it's the United States, Britain, like, hey, all this time you knew these people were doing this to us. And you didn't defend us. You didn't care. And now all of a sudden you want us to play your game. That's not going to happen. And that's what happened. And so what it did is it gave rise to extremism in Iran.
Where they have Death to America Day.
You know, because there was like the Ayatollah Khomeini, everyone knew was like, I didn't know this. I was a kid when he was in power. But after he was deposed and then all of a sudden they took the hostages and stuff, it's like, he was this like evil dictator.
Right.
You know, his secret police was, so there's that, you know. It's a balancing act.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Sorry to you.
No. And so it has economic repercussions. What's good for the Middle East is good for the United States right now. What's the X factor in the Middle East for the United States? The nation of Israel. So if there's chaos around, we are dedicated, and we have just put ourselves in even further
Yeah.
into the pockets of the Israelis.
And Israel has a really great military. It aren't, all their citizens are required to enter the military,
Mhm.
and they serve so much,
Mhm.
female and male.
Yep.
It's not a bad policy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, there's, I told you, Mark Shields, the liberal, voice of NPR's, not Weekend Edition. They talked to him and David Brooks, and they're kind of a point counterpoint. And Mark Shields, is the kind of Democratic liberal counterpoint, but he was also a Marine who fought in Korea and stuff, and he said, I believe if you really want to fix America, like, one way to do it is make it mandatory military service. He said that's where people are confronted with different races and different religions, and, you know. So there's some truth to that. Now, that would affect the economy, right? We gotta pay these people.
Right.
So we would have to be dedicated to that. It's a type of social welfare system, if you will, plus job training. So maybe in the end, well, we pay for a mandatory military now. Might be better in the end. GDP, demand. So what is demand again, Andrew? Two things make up demand. One is what?
Desire.
Desire to purchase something, coupled with the ability to do what? To pay for it. Okay? Nico, give me one type of resource. Everyone listen to what he says, because someone's going to give me some elaboration on what he says. Give me one type of resource. Guys, this should be automatic. Land. What does land mean as a resource, Devin?
Natural.
Thank you, Devin. Next time he blurts out, don't you be telling him to shut up if you're going to blurt out when it's dead. Look at Devin.
Wait, she
He
told me
is
to.
devastated
Wait,
right
when did she
now.
tell me to shut up? I don't know.
Dude, she tells you to shut up every day.
For real?
Oh, maybe it's me who's telling you to shut up.
Probably you, Mr.
Yeah.
Thomas.
What? Honey bun, where are you going? Hey, sit down!
We literally have
We
2
are
minutes.
done.
Well,
Yeah.
now I've emailed you the pertinent information, so you can do with it what you
Ernesto?
want. I
Yeah.
have
You're
something,
obnoxious.
did
But
not,
I still love you.
there's something I did not want to put in writing. So
Okay.
as soon as you are free, I need to tell you before I lose it. Before it falters in my memory.
What chapter are we on, guys?
3.
Yep.
You look like that one, like,
Yeah,
that one, yeah.
I know. Everyone told me that yesterday.
I'm gonna go to Miss
That's partially the reason.
Samantha, I'm happy for you. All right, talk to me first. Get it out of the way before people arrive.
Nobody's arriving.
Nick will show up.
Sue's about.
Yeah.